Get ready for a deep dive into a really thrilling chapter in chess history. We're talking about the 2024 Malaysian Open Chess Championship.
Yeah, this year was really something special, especially with it being the 19th anniversary of the tournament.
It really was, and you're right. This year had a real storybook ending, wouldn't you say? A young, up-and-coming chess star making history right on his home turf. What could be better than that?
It's the kind of story you just can't make up.
Exactly. So for anyone who might have missed the news, let's get right to it. A 15-year-old Malaysian player, Poh Yu TIan, took home the championship.
And I've got to add, it wasn't even close. He absolutely dominated, finishing the tournament undefeated with a score of 7.5 out of 9.
7.5 out of 9. So if my math's right, that means he only had 2 draws the whole tournament. Every other game was a win. Now, that's just incredible. What can you tell us about his performance? What does a score like that say about his game?
Well, I think it speaks volumes about his ability to just keep it up, his consistency and strategic thinking throughout the whole tournament. I remember he wasn't playing against just anybody. He was up against some serious grandmasters, some of whom have been placed as long as he's been alive.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. Some of these players are twice his age. Can you imagine the pressure going up against these chess veterans in a huge tournament like that? And then, on top of it all, to become the first Malaysian player to ever win. That's a lot of weight on a young player's shoulders.
You can say that again. The expectations were through the roof, especially since he was the top seed and playing on his home turf. Talk about pressure. He was carrying the hopes of a whole nation.
And speaking of pressure, I've heard that the final match against Indonesian FM Stephen Rome Pangilinan was a real nail-biter. Is that right?
Oh, you better believe it. It was like the perfect ending to a tournament full of surprises. Now, Pangilinan himself had a fantastic run, even before the final.
Oh, yeah. What was so special about his performance?
Well, he actually knocked out 2 grandmasters on his way to that final match.
Hold on, wait. He took down 2 grandmasters even before facing off against Poh Yu TIan. This Pangilinan must be one heck of a player.
Oh, absolutely. He really turned some heads with his performance. Talk about tactical awareness and a real fighter's spirit. This is a player who clearly doesn't back down no matter who's sitting across the board from him.
Wow. Okay, that makes the final even more intense. So how did it all unfold? Did Pangilinan manage to keep up that momentum, or was Poh Yu TIan able to hold him off?
Well, let me tell you, that final game was a tense one. Both players went with the English symmetrical opening.
Okay, now, for those of us who aren't chess masters, could you maybe break down the English symmetrical a little? What kind of strategy does that opening suggest?
Sure. The English symmetrical is known for these really complex battles of strategy, where both sides develop their pieces in this really balanced way. It's all about feeling out your opponent, looking for those tiny weaknesses, and waiting for the other player to make the first mistake.
So it's a real battle of minds, then.
You got it. And this particular game was no exception. Pangilinan made a very bold move during the middle game. He decided to sacrifice a pawn.
He sacrificed a pawn. Now, that sounds risky. I bet things got really exciting after that.
You better believe it.
Sacrificing a pawn, it's like a huge gamble, isn't it? What was he hoping to achieve with a move like that?
It certainly is. It's like taking this calculated risk, right? You give up some of your material, the pawn in this case, but you're hoping to gain something even bigger in return, like better positioning for your other pieces, more attacking opportunities, that kind of thing.
So in Pangilinan's case, he was trying to use that pawn sacrifice to really throw Poh Yu TIan off balance and shake up the game.
Exactly. It was a bold move, no question.
Okay.
But did it pay off?
Well, what happened?
It was close. Pangilinan's sacrifice, it did create some really promising avenues for attack. But Poh Yu TIan, he just stayed so cool under pressure, His defense was like a fortress, so precise, not a single crack.
It's amazing, isn't it? People see chess and they think it's all about these big, aggressive attacks. But it's really the thinking ahead, the strategy, the mental toughness that really makes a difference. Being able to anticipate your opponent's moves and then knowing how to defend when the pressure's on.
You hit the nail on the head. And Poh Yu TIan, at 15 years old, he was already showing that kind of mental strength. He didn't panic, didn't get lured into any traps. He just very calmly assessed the situation, found the right way to counter that sacrifice, and eventually he just turned the whole game around.
Wow. Talk about grace under pressure, right? That's incredible. I wish I had that kind of composure, honestly, in any situation, not just chess.
It's quite something to see. And you're right, it just goes to show the immense talent and mental fortitude this young man possesses, especially considering the stakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this final game, it really highlights the whole story of his performance in the tournament.
Absolutely. It wasn't just a lucky win. He dominated the whole tournament from start to finish.
Precisely. And while his win was incredible, we can't forget about the other talented players who made this tournament so memorable. I am Kushagra Mohan from India. He finished in a very strong second place, just half a point behind Poh Yu TIan. 7 out of 9 points. That's a fantastic result.
Absolutely. And were there any other notable performances?
Oh, definitely. The battle for third place was intense. We had a four-way tie. It just goes to show how fierce the competition was throughout the tournament.
Wow. A four-way tie. Sounds like every match must have been a nail-biter.
Every single one. And you know what really struck me? The sheer diversity of the players. We had players from India, the Philippines, China, Vietnam, Singapore. It was a truly global showcase of chess talent, not just a regional event.
Speaking of those international players, I was reading about a young player, Gong Sunlei, who was there. Apparently he was glued to those top boards, just soaking everything up, practically vibrating with nervous energy.
That's what I love about these events. It's not just about the wins and losses, you know. It's that passion for the game, the desire to learn and grow, to be a part of this global community of chess enthusiasts. It's really inspiring to see.
Absolutely. And speaking of inspiring players, Poh Yu TIan's win at such a young age, I mean, it really feels like a watershed moment for chess, doesn't it? It begs the question, what's next for him? Could we see him challenging those top players in the world sometime soon?
Honestly, I think it's definitely within the realm of possibility. Throughout chess history, we've seen these young prodigies just completely shake things up. Bobby Fischer, Garry Kasparov, Magnus Carlsen, they all achieved incredible things at a very young age. Now, it's still early days, of course, to say whether Poh Yu TIan will reach those same heights, but the potential, well, it's definitely there.
It's incredibly exciting to think about the future he has in this game. His win must be huge for chess in Malaysia too, right?
Monumental, even. This victory will undoubtedly inspire a whole new generation of young Malaysian chess players. It could be the catalyst for more investment in the game, more interest, more young talents emerging from the region. Who knows what the future holds?
It really is amazing, isn't it? How a single victory can create this ripple effect that could potentially shape the entire future of chess in a country. It speaks volumes, not just about Poh Yu TIan's talent, but about the power of chess itself. This game that can bring people together from all walks of life.
You said it. It reminds us that chess is more than just moving pieces on a board. It's a reflection of life itself, the challenges, the triumphs, the constant opportunity for growth and learning.
Absolutely. Chess is so much more than just a game. But, you know, as we're wrapping up this deep dive into Poh Yu TIan's incredible win at the Malaysian Open, there's this one question I keep coming back to.
What is that?
What really stood out to you from this tournament? Was it Poh Yu TIan's amazing skill and composure, Pangilinan's totally unexpected run, or maybe just the incredible mix of players and the sheer competitiveness of the whole thing?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, every aspect of this tournament was captivating in its own right. But if I had to pick just one thing, I think it was that clash of generations that really got to me.
A clash of generations.
Yeah. Seeing a young player like Poh Yu TIan, just 15 years old, going toe-to-toe with these seasoned grandmasters, players who have decades of experience under their belts, it was remarkable. I think it really highlights how the world of chess is changing. Age is becoming less of a factor.
That's such an interesting point. It's like each new generation of players comes in and raises the bar even higher, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the game.
Exactly. And that's what makes this such an exciting time to be a chess fan. We're seeing these incredible young talents like Poh Yu TIan come onto the scene, challenging the established order and just breathing new life into the game.
It really is. Well, on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive. What an amazing journey it's been. From those edge-of-your-seat matches and those unexpected upsets to the rise of this new chess prodigy, the 2024 Malaysian Open truly had it all.
It was a tournament for the history books, that's for sure. And I think it'll be remembered not just for the final results, but for those captivating stories that unfolded both on and off the board.
Couldn't agree more. And to all our listeners out there, if this deep dive has piqued your interest in the world of chess, even a little, why not dust off that old chessboard or check out some of the amazing games from the Malaysian Open? You might just discover a passion for this timeless game you never knew you had.
And who knows, maybe you'll even be inspired to make your own mark on the chess world, just like Poh Yu TIan.